Alright, so this is obviously a review for what the hell? Sorry. It's weird. This is obviously gonna be a review for Resident Evil Vendetta. Okay, so without all the sighing, it's probably gonna be pretty spoiler heavy, and I'm sorry because it's just a lot in here. It was a lot to unpack in that movie last night. It was just like, granted, as I told my husband, I liked it better than any of those Paul W. Anderson movies because they need to stop. But it was pretty rough. It was entertaining. Like, if I just wanted mindless entertainment, that is perfect if you just want mindless, just people fighting and carrying on for no good fucking reason. That's perfect if you're looking for mindless entertainment. I don't know what I was looking for, but like I didn't get it. So okay. So I had seen the first 9 minutes because they had the first 9 minutes up all over online, and like that I kind of figured, like, basically they're looking for this dude who is an arms dealer and he deals in BOWs as per the Resident Evil universe. But the reason why it's called Vendetta, and this is starting off in a spoiler, is they dropped a bomb on his wedding and killed his wife and just left him hold it, so like her dead arm. I guess she got vaporized except for that arm because he was all holding on to like the arm, like, I love this arm, I miss you. And it was just like, okay, that's a pretty fucked up imagery right there, but whatever. So that was why it was the Vendetta, because the Glen Arias dude was like wanting revenge for them drone dropping a bomb on his wedding and killing his wife and his wedding guests and family and la di da. How he ain't die, I don't even know. Cause like the bomb looked like it was coming like right in his face. I don't know how he ain't die. All he ended up was like some cheesy scar like across his eye or whatever. But if like you're gonna have a scar like that, you should like have an eye patch. But that's neither here nor there. So he invents this new virus that, like, I don't even know, is like dormant in humans anyway, but he has a triggering thing in water that will trigger the virus. If they spray you with this trash, this gas trash, it'll trigger the dormant virus, and then there's also water as a trigger. So basically you're getting mini outbreaks because he's like dumping that dormant virus in the water. I think that was what the problem was. I don't think it was dormant in all humans, but it was like he was one of the agents of that virus was dumped in some water, and like people were getting triggered off of it, and that's how they were getting these little mini outbreaks. So like Leon is sitting somewhere feeling sorry for himself because he got sent in with a team and they all died and turned into zombies, and he like, why is my life like this? First of all, Leon is never like, why is my life like this? Leon's main thing is like, well, my life is kind of like this, so I just might as well suck it the fuck up and go deal what I gotta go deal with, and I'll see y'all later. The one who is always whining about their life is Chris, and oh my god, it was mostly the Chris show, and we all know my policy on Chris Redfield, how much I hate Chris Redfield, how much Chris Redfield can suck my dick, because I hate Chris and he sucks, and they just keep going on with the Chris show. So basically, two things. Now, you know how I said Chris is a lousy tactician? I stick by that, by the way. But it wasn't per se his fault that them people in the first 9 minutes got fucked up. Granted, yeah, he's supposed to be the expert who got sent in with this team of people going to go investigate that Arius dude. And he went to go scoop up some lady and her kid who had been kidnapped by Arius. And, like, he's supposed to be the expert leading them. Now, if you're the expert in biohazardous weapons and you have gone through all this shit before, why did, like, are we going to split up in 3 teams and, like, yay, you know you getting fucked up. I don't even know how y'all didn't know people weren't gonna get fucked up when you. As soon as you said we gonna split up, it's like you divide into like at best two, not three. You send in more than like 3 people per 3 people team, and you cover the entire perimeter of the stuff. You don't just send some losers off into one room and send some other losers off into another room. Two, he should have told them people, check everywhere you can look for mods and zombies because they be lurking everywhere and like look. Did he tell them that? No. So it's one lurking in a fireplace. It's like 12 under a bed. I don't know how the fuck they got under the bed, but it was like 12 of them under this bed. And like people get bit and fucked up. There was this kid, which I did kind of like the fact they had a zombie kid. Anytime they have a zombie kid, because that's just so profoundly fucked up, but they had a zombie kid, and like the zombie kid started biting on folks. Now, there was that woman who Chris was sent in to rescue his kid, and then like after Chris barely gets out, because of course Chris gotta barely get out, and everybody else be dead in the mist. He barely gets out. That Aries dude is like, my viruses, like, they can discern between friend and enemy. And, like, that was the woman he was coming in to see. And she had been all zombied up. And, like, he had turned her loose on Chris. And, like, he was all, like, patting her on her head, like, you gonna be okay, zombie lady. And then he turns her on Chris because she was docile with that Aries dude. And, like, mean with Chris. I wish somebody would just fucking bite him at this point, but whatever. So somebody comes in and rescues him because before the first mansion blows up all stupid, the guy that was the team leader, who looked like Enrico, by the way, he called in for an emergency evacuation, and they blew up the mansion, and Chris is sitting there like, no, why? It was a lot of that going on in that movie, way more than it needed to be, because when that Aries dude wife died, he's holding the arm like, why? My arm, my wife's arm! And like, Chris is like, why? Over there dead lady. It's like, alright, man, this is just not working. So Rebecca comes in it, where she is like the professor at some university and like finding cures for viruses, and she figures out what's going on with this Aries dude and his little virus of the week. And basically that Aries dude knows that she figured out his nonsense or is close to synthesizing a vaccine or whatever, and he attacks her school and kills all her research people. And like some kind of reason, it was water sitting on the desk, and she grabs for the water and like drinks the water, and I guess that's when she realizes, oh, he's putting it in the water supply, whatever. And then like all these zombies are attacking, but she is more cheesy than ever. Years ago, or like a while ago, I read some interview with Shinji Mikami, and he was like, I did not put Rebecca in the game because I don't like characters that are female characters that are like Rebecca. He was like, I guess people like that sort of thing, but she was a last minute addition that I didn't want. And basically that's how we ended up with Rebecca. And like, it's like, for me, I was sitting there screaming because I'm like, Rebecca, you were a member of STARS. You should at a low know how to fight. Like, she beat up a zombie with like a fire extinguisher and whatever. But dude, you were a member of STARS. Granted, that was like X whatever number of years ago, but come on now, you should still be able to know how to fight and still like had kept up with some kind of form of training, because you know anytime you sitting somewhere in a Resident Evil world, you're gonna have an outbreak of something. It can't be something normal like influenza or, God help you, even Ebola, but damn, it's going to end up with somebody getting chomped on by some zombies. But she didn't have no training, apparently. And you know, she was like, I need somebody to help me and whatever. So, and I'm trying to explain this to my husband because he doesn't really know all of the Resident Evil lore, just the stuff that I've told him. So he's just like, okay, that's kind of stupid. So they go find Chris barely saves her from the school outbreak or whatever. And then they go find Leon, who's drinking and all surly, like, oh, my team and win. That is not how Leon is. Leon is just like, oh, well, let me just get on with the shit. And eventually he gets into the groove and they go look for that Aries dude who unleashes an outbreak in the middle of New York City. So this is the thing that fucked up me and my husband, because we left out kind of like, what the fuck did we just watch? And like, he listens to audiobooks, and there was this part on the audiobook when we got in the car, the guy was like, it was a waste of time. All of it was a waste of time. And he just turned to me and looked at me like, exactly. I knew what he meant, that movie. So it was just like, here's the shit. So the Aries dude lets out some gas in the middle of Manhattan. Like, nobody gonna see trucks full of gas in the middle of Manhattan. So these, and like, it was like nobody around. I've never, like, maybe butt ass early in Manhattan, like maybe about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, is like nobody around. But this is supposed to be quote unquote rush hour. And it wasn't have nobody around. It was like a bum digging through some trash. And then like the gas gets him and he starts turning into a zombie. And then a bunch of people start turning into zombies and start chewing on folks. And like, it's like bedlam. But not really bedlam, because it's like nobody hanging out. So Chris and his BSAA cohorts, there's like 3 of them. By the time we're done, we're down to 2 because one gets fucked up, and this is part 1 of what pissed my husband off. So Leon and Chris and one of the expendable extras, Chris brought with him from the BSAA, had stopped in front of this van. They blew up a van with the gas in it, and it was another van with some dogs in it. Chris knows, and everybody knows, there's dogs in there. Those dogs were pretty much well contained in that van. But didn't he just let the dude open up the van so he can get bit and his head pops off, and then Chris is all saying, like, my team member. Again, your organization cannot humanly possibly be turning a profit enough to afford a bike, a customized bike, and some kind of Humvee. Your organization could not possibly afford this because you're constantly having to shell out death benefits because of your bad tacticianness. Yet again, my husband was like, why did they open that? There was no reason to open it. The dogs were contained. And I'm like, exactly. And even then, even if you were going to open it up and let them stupid dogs run free, you could have told boyfriend before he stood in the very front where they were going to jump out and bite his face off, you might want to open it from the side. No, he gonna open it and the dogs just bit him and bit his head off, and then he's sitting there all, my team. I was just like, you know what, man? Just, oh, the fuck. Oh, I hate you so much, Chris. You are bad at your job. So, I'm skipping stuff. The Aries dude ends up kidnapping Rebecca at that point where they had picked up whiny fucking Leon. He scoops her up because Rebecca looks like his dead arm wife. And they get in this little tiff, and she slaps him, and like he punches her, and he's like, I'm just gonna graft her arm onto you and blah. But instead of doing that, he like injects her with a full version of his A virus. Don't read Dragon A's into this. A's ain't did nothing to you. And it's either CGPD CDEGPZ or something that rhymes with those letters. But don't be dragging A's into this. A's don't have nothing to do with anything. Please don't drag. I love A. Achan, Adrian, leave them A's alone because we haven't done anything to y'all. Stick to the bullshit that you know. So he injects her with this stuff and then calls Chris, you have 20 minutes to save her. And bleh. So Chris is all angry, like, I gotta go save Rebecca because that's all he's ever done in his entire career, but what the fuck ever. So they're fighting BOWs in the building. They're fighting, like, I guess it was like this broke ass Ustanek, I don't know. And they're fighting that, but that was like his area's dead wife's father, I'm thinking. and like her sister, I guess. I don't even know who the fuck she was. It was like some blonde chick running around. She didn't really have much to say, but she was like there, and then looked like she died. But at the end, she's standing there like, "I'm going to have revenge for all of this," and blah. And it was just stupid. So, like, my husband was disgusted because there comes this part where there's like this rail gun, and they're trying to shoot the Unsterneck monster, and like, it's like, you shoot the fucking thing in the glowy part. You people have been in Resident Evil enough to shoot them in the glowy part, because their glowy part is their weakness. So Leon misses the glowy part. The woman working the rail gun misses and like shoots dude in the shoulder, and like the rail gun light laser thing goes through 3 buildings and collapses. I think my husband thinks it was 1. I think it was 2, and my husband is extremely repulsed by this vision of this railgun toppling 2 buildings or a building or whatever. He's like, there's no way that would do that. And I'm like, even if there was a way for a railgun to do that, who the fuck is picking up the tab for this? Yet again, the BSAA, which further supports my hypothesis that your organization is not turning any kind of profit because of destruction like this shit. Whatever. So that happened, and my husband was disgusted. Chris finally shoots the Unsterneck thing in the glowy part, and then, because like, before we got to that, I'm going all over the place. Before we get to that, him and that Aries dude were fighting on this glass ceiling, and like, of course somebody punches the glass, and the glass like split or like spider webs, and then like they keep fighting on it and they keep punching the glass, but then Chris throws the Aries dude into the glass and down this shaft, and he's like dead. But before the Aries dude dies, actually, he's like, finish it for me, and that's when that Unsterneck gets like turns into super Unsterneck. What the fuck ever. And then they shoot him in the Chris, not anybody else. Chris shoots him in the glowy thing, and then he dies, and then like they have to find a cure for Rebecca. So in this span that's supposed to be 20 minutes before she turns complete zombie, they like give her some oxygen mask, and she like on zombies. And then they have all these tanks full of the cure for the new virus. And, like, everybody who was infected with that A virus turns from a zombie back to human. My husband and I were like, the fuck is happening? He was like, my husband was like, I thought at least it would have been like, they would have, died. Like, it would have just been too much for their system and they would have died. I'm like, because he was like, that makes the 20-minute thing make no sense. Granted, yes, they saved her literally at like 2 point whatever seconds left. But them people who had been turned into the zombies had been zombies for at least 24 hours. Because it goes overnight, and it was ridiculous. So then when they start breathing in their air trash, they start turning back the door, because the bum who was digging through the trash, who had got sprayed with that gas, he had turned back to normal. And I'm just sitting there like, the fuck are we, what? So I'm like, no. I'm choked up. I'm so angry. I was choking up. I'm choking up now. But like, it was so stupid. It was just a hot mess. It was entertaining, but it wasn't good. It was like, I don't know what I was looking for. I would like to know what I was looking for. Because maybe if I knew what I was looking for, I would be a little more kind to it. But I can't be kind to it because it was bad. It was really bad. And it was just bad. And Capcom, please. Like, this was the weakest of all 3. Like, the Degeneration, whatever that other one was that came out right before Resident Evil 6, and now this one. This was, for me, the weakest installment. I know I didn't really like the second one, but I'm starting to think, like, maybe the second one was the best one. And I haven't seen the first one in so long. I haven't seen that in a long time. I probably need to go back and rewatch it. But this was a mess. It was actiony, but that was all it was. And like, they scammed me at the end because right at the beginning they had like the voice actors sitting there. Oh, this is gonna be a good movie, and stick around at the end because we're gonna have some secret stuff for you, so you can go and keep it going. And if you love this, you can keep it going and share with your and la di da. I never sit through the credits of a movie. I sat through that bullshit, and it was all it was, oh, hashtag Resident Evil Vendetta, and la. And then it was something like, maybe if it was like on a laptop or a tablet or something, you could click on a link to go to iTunes to get whatever the fuck you're getting off of iTunes. I don't even have an iTunes account. I don't want one. I don't need it. I don't really listen, like all the music that I have in the world, I just have on my phone from when I had CDs 1,000 years ago. But it was just an all that for that. It was not that good. And like I, I don't know. Me and my husband were discussing, and then the cake topper to all of this is when Rebecca recovers. Chris is like, "Are you okay, Rebecca?" And she's like, and my husband keep doing that to me, and I'm like, "You need to stop," because it was ridiculous. Capcom, wherever there is to be stupid, there you are being stupid. So I don't know. I can't take it no more. I feel like I got scammed out of good money. I feel like somebody just went in my wallet and took money out of it and ran off laughing at me. Cause this was not worth the money we paid to see it. I could see why the 10 o'clock show ain't no way in it. I to this day don't think anybody went to go see that 10 o'clock show. People left out. People were laughing in the middle of the movie. It was some part, something happened, and somebody was cracking up, and I'm trying not to laugh because they were in the back laughing. But it was a hot mess. I don't think anybody enjoyed it. I think people just were sitting there like, okay, this is ridiculous. And we all went to go see it because we thought we were getting something and we weren't. And I should have known better because it was Capcom at the end of the day. So that is all I have because I can't take no more. That game, this movie, man, messed me up. They didn't even have clips for like Not a Hero. I thought like, well, maybe they might show like a little clip of Not a Hero. I don't even care about that no more because it's more Chris bullshit. Unless it's Chris getting killed, I'm not trying to hear about it no more. Or at least an explanation as to what the fuck this new blue umbrella shit is. But no, I don't know. So I've had it. And I'm getting the fuck out of here because I can't take it no more. So I'll see y'all next time. Later.